Well, hi everybody, this is Sue from sueslimsdown, and I thought today it might be fun if I showed you what I make or how I use my home canned goods. If you've watched me for any length of time, you know that I'm an avid home canner, and I have a stocked pantry that I'm trying to use up over the winter, and so I replenish it every year. So just hang on, and we're going to show you some of the meals that I prepare with my home canned goods. I hope you enjoy it. Please comment below, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please take a minute now to subscribe. I am a 68-year-old Weight Watcher. I've lost a total of 93.5 pounds on the Weight Watcher program. I have gained some of that back, and I'm working to get that back off again. I have a goal to lose 147.8 pounds total. So if you haven't subscribed, please click that subscribe button and that little notification bell so you know that you'll know when I upload another video. So without further ado, let me show you what I had today using my home canned goods. Alright, my first meal of the day that I'm using my home canned goods today is some home canned peaches. I've been working on these for a few days. These are canned in an extra light syrup. I don't ever can anything in a heavy syrup or even a medium syrup. So a third of a cup or 122 grams of peaches in a extra light syrup is 3 points. I've got 173 grams of the Perrysburg non-fat Greek yogurt. I normally make my own yogurt. I just haven't in the last couple weeks, so that's why I bought the Perrysburg, just because I've been pretty busy. So 2 points for the yogurt, 3 points for the peaches, and of course I have 1 point in my coffee with my fat-free half and half. So this is my breakfast from my home canned pantry. 6 points altogether. Next up is my lunch, which is mostly from my home canned stash here. This is the sweet potato concoction that I made. It just has some egg whites in it that I mixed in with the sweet potato. I pureed it all together, added a little bit of salt and pepper, some cream of tartar. It was supposed to hold it together a little bit better, but it didn't. It was supposed to be a pretty little mound. Wasn't. So, and I drizzled it with some sugar-free maple syrup. So for the sweet potatoes, there was 100 grams for 2 points. It's half a cup. So, all right. Then my cucumbers, I just got out of my cut-up vegetables. This is a slice of that homemade bread that I made. It smells so good. I just have some spray butter on top of this. It's my home canned chicken that I just put some onions and peppers in it and mixed with some fat-free Greek yogurt in it. Oh, I should say that the bread is 3 points. The chicken is 2 points. 0 points for the amount of yogurt that I have in there, and everything else, carrots, are 0. So a total of, let's see, extra virgin olive oil, add a half a teaspoon for 1 point. So 1, 2, 3 in my potatoes. 2 in the chicken takes me up to 5. 3 in my bread takes me up to 8 points for lunch. Well, tonight for dinner, I'm gonna have just some mixed vegetables and a little bit of that chicken that I have left over from lunch. So here's a quart of my home canned green beans. 0 points in all of this. Here's my home canned potatoes. These are just regular old white potatoes. There are points in that, so I will have to weigh and measure those. Same with the corn. This is my home canned corn, and I will have to measured those two for the points values, and as well as the chicken. Basically, that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to add some onion to that also. So these 3 jars will get me at least 3 meals, probably 4 with the potatoes and corn. So I'm going to start putting it together, and I'll show it to you when it's done. Alright, this is a serving size each of green beans, corn, and potatoes. Green bean, it's just a little more than a serving size in each, but the point values are the same. 88 grams of the canned corn, 72 grams of the potatoes, those are 2 points each, 136 grams of the green beans, and that's 0. And I'm just going to heat this up. This is already cooked. I'm just going to heat it up a little bit, and then I'm going to mix the chicken in with it. And I got to get my onion in there yet too. Alright, here's my finished meal. I've got corn, green beans, chicken, no, these are potatoes, chicken, and my home canned applesauce, and I have it topped with my escabeche. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jars, and I've got how many points did this come out to? It came out to 4 points. So there's 2 in the chicken and 2 in the potatoes, and that's all the points I have in this dinner. And the best part about it is that I pulled this all off of my shelf. I didn't have to go to the store for any of this. 0 points in the applesauce. This is about a cup of applesauce. And like I said, this 1 serving each of the corn, potatoes, beans, and chicken made this great big huge serving. So it's worth it to me to keep canning. I just wanted to show you what can be done with all the things that I can. So tomorrow I'll try to find something else to make with my home canned goods. Hope you enjoyed this. Well, that was my day today. My goal was, and usually is, for every meal use at least 1 thing that's on my shelf. I spent a lot of time and a lot of money in the summertime especially preserving food, and so what good is it to preserve food if you're not going to use it, right? So my big heavy canning months are July, August, September, and October. That's when a lot of the vegetables come in and the fruits. Some fruit comes in June. But I have a book. I don't have it here in front of me to show you. I keep a notebook of what I buy every year and when I buy it and how much I spend and how much I have. My biggest problem is scaling down, because obviously since I live alone, there's no need for me to can the amounts that I used to can. So what I show you on my channel is just a very small portion of what I used to do. When Joe was alive and all the kids were at home, I would, by the end of canning season, I would have like 105 quarts of green beans, over 100 quarts of grape juice. I usually had over 100 quarts of everything that I canned. So when I started living alone, it was hard for me to start scaling down, and I overcanned. So my goal has been different, And I'm canning more in pint jars now, as you could see tonight. Some things are better canned in quarts, and I still do that, but I'm just doing less than what I used to. One of the biggest reasons I like using my canned food as opposed to getting stuff in the store is because every jar I open, I know exactly what's in it. I know that there aren't any preservatives. Sometimes there's salt, sometimes there's water, sometimes there isn't, sometimes there's a little bit of sugar, sometimes there's not. Those peaches that you saw this morning for my breakfast, that was an extra light syrup, and very, very little sugar in that. So, and, I mean, and the simple syrup that I make is used over several quarts. You know, it's not like there's in those jars. There's usually, at best, the most would be like a tablespoon and a half of sugar. More the extra light syrup, it's not even that much. So, and it also depends on how sweet the fruit is. If the fruit is sweet itself, I won't put sugar in with it. So, but anyway, I know exactly what's in it, and that's why I like to do it. And I love the way how pretty it looks on my shelves. So, that bread I made today was my downfall. So, it was delicious. It was actually a recipe that I found online that was called Weight Watchers bread. So when I put it into my recipe builder, it came out as for 12 servings, 3 points a slice. So after it cooled a little bit, I sliced it into 12 pieces, and I ate more than I should have. My total point count today came to 35. Now, I am allowed 28 points a day, so the 35 is still within my healthy eating range. I still got my blue dot. And yes, I was over points. I weigh in on Saturday. I still have 6 weeklies left for the week. So, not a bad day. Yes, I ate more bread than I should have, and it's probably going to show up on the scale tomorrow when I weigh myself. I'm not expecting a loss this week. Just because I've been working out more, my muscles are retaining water, and it's starting to show. And I will be honest with you, there have been days that I've had more points than what I should have this week. But anyway, that's for another video. I just wanted to show you. Whoops, my cat is here creating havoc. I still can't get this camera to focus. There we go. It just looks weird to me. Anyway, I just wanted to show you, because I know I'm telling you all the time when I'm canning, and some of the videos when I'm showing my food, I say this is my home canned stuff, but I just wanted to show you what it was like to use only the foods that I have here. That chicken, boy, it's so easy to can chicken, and it tastes, if you like the canned chicken like the chicken of the sea, it's just like that. So, I mean, if you want to know how to do that, I'll be happy to show you. So anyway, that's going to be it for me tonight. I hope you enjoyed my little canning meal video. Please comment below if you'd like to see more of this stuff. And I'll be back to talk to you soon. You guys have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. I don't know what the weather's like where you are, but here I can't walk outside my front door because it's so icy. I'm not even letting the dog out there. So we're going to find a different way out of the house tonight so she can go out and do her thing. But it's too icy. My steps are metal coming up to my apartment, and they're covered with a nice glaze of ice. So, and I've been listening to the scanner, and there's tons of accidents out there. So anyway, you guys stay safe, and I'll be back later to share another interesting, I hope, video with you. Bye.